In the heart of Oregon's Fremont-Wainema National Forest, crews are going to new heights to harvest a precious commodity.
We're looking for the ripe cones at the top of the tree.
Using lift operators and climbers, Brian Kittler with nonprofit American Forests showed us how his team hunts for pine cones.
The more that we lose forest, we're losing our clean air, our clean water.
The threat, the West's unprecedented breed of megafires, which, fueled by climate change, have destroyed more than 33 million acres since 2020, around the size of the state of Arkansas.
If nothing is done to restore these forests after a fire, what happens to them?
So we're looking over here at the Berry Point fire, which was 2012. There's basically no live trees and there's no natural regeneration happening.
It's a vicious cycle. Fewer surviving trees means fewer pine cones for humans to pick and plant. Once those pine cones are collected, they're brought to a network of nurseries like this. The seeds are extracted and then grown into these seedlings. There are about 1 million here, which represents about 4,500 acres of new forest. This is the future towering tree in the forest.
Yes, that's correct.
Brian Riatini is a geneticist with the U.S. Forest Service.
Is this enough to restore the forest?
Unfortunately, it is not.
Riatini says they're short about 200,000 acres, more than 40 times the number of seedlings at this nursery, and that's just in this part of Oregon. The warming environment also means fewer seedlings will likely grow to maturity, which takes about 20 years.
It's become much more arid, hotter and drier. One of the consequences of that, it can push trees towards the edge of what they can physiologically tolerate.
But with that problem comes an opportunity.
We are sourcing more drought-tolerant populations of that species to be planted in these areas that are currently experiencing more drought-prone conditions.
The demand in stock now requires all hands on deck.
Unfortunately, we've had to get pretty good at reforestation.
Logging companies like Galen Smith's are helping the Forest Service source cones and clear scorched land for replanting.
Why is that so important to have that partnership and that relationship here?
Fire and ecology and insects and disease, it doesn't care about a property line. If we're able to replant our little block of land, but we're surrounded by untreated, burned forest land, eventually that's just going to become a brush field, and it will burn again, and it will threaten our land again.
Neighbors helping neighbors, in a program the Forest Service hopes to expand to other impacted states.
When you look at all of these seedlings, what do you see?
I see the forests that will be walked through by our children and our children's children.
A new generation of trees that will take root in the American West. For Eye on America, I'm Jonathan Vigliotti in Medford, Oregon.